Level 1. The Candidate. You arrive at the clan's training compound before dawn, a thin line of gray light barely touching the mountains. Your armor hangs awkwardly from your shoulders, slightly too large, slightly too heavy, as if it belongs to someone you haven't become yet. The air smells like pine, ash, and cold steel. Instructors watch from the elevated walkway. They don't introduce themselves. They don't explain the process. They observe, evaluating posture, eye contact, hesitation, the way you carry weight. They're sorting you into categories you cannot see, but they can. Future warrior, future servant, future disappointment. No one tells you which one you are. The attrition rate isn't announced, but it reveals itself. Each morning, fewer candidates line up in the courtyard. No explanations, no farewells. Bedding rolled up, names quietly erased. You learn not to ask questions you don't want answered. Training begins with stillness, not combat. You kneel on wooden floors for hours without shifting. If your posture collapses, you start again. If your hands tremble, you start again. Pain becomes background noise, something constant rather than urgent. They teach you how to exist inside armor before teaching you how to fight in it. How to tie cords so they won't slip when wet with rain or blood. How to breathe through a helmet that traps heat and fear in equal measure. How to fall without shattering the lacquer plates that cost more than your family will earn in years. You carve your own wooden practice sword. Sand it smooth. Hold it until your hands blister. Sleep beside it like it's proof that you belong here. Candidates drop out in clusters. One runs after a night alone on watch in the forest. Two are dismissed for defiance. One collapses during winter drills and never returns. You remain, not because you're the strongest, but because leaving stops feeling like an option. You discover something about yourself. Pressure doesn't scatter your thoughts. It compresses them. The harder things become, the quieter your mind gets. You are not exceptional. You are simply still here. Level 2. The Page. You are assigned inside the Lord's residence. The walls are polished wood, the floors warm beneath your knees, and the lanterns cast gentle circles of light. Your duties are invisible but essential. Carry messages, prepare armor, wait silently in hallways. Every footstep echoes a story you must memorize. The Lord rarely acknowledges you. When he does, it is a glance, a subtle weighing of your presence. You notice patterns. Who speaks first, who waits, who bends but never breaks. The architecture of power becomes clear not through instruction but observation. Night brings sword practice, wooden blades in trembling hands, shadowed rooms lit by moonlight through lattices. You draw, parry, and strike by memory until the weapon is an extension of your mind. Exhaustion is constant. Pain is a teacher. The first exposure to violence is not on the battlefield. A servant is executed for theft. Calm, precise, without rage or flourish. You expected shock, horror, maybe anger. You see procedure. You understand. The samurai's greatest weapon is not the blade. It is control. By the end of your days as a page, you are not yet a warrior. You are a student of discipline, of observation, of patience that will shape everything you become. Level 3. The Junior Samurai. Your hair is cut in the warrior's style. Paired swords rest at your side. The streets of the village recognize you now. People bow, though you feel no different. Authority settles over you like armor not yet broken in. Your duties are patrols and escorts, reminders of the clan's presence. Most days are uneventful. Then the sudden violence comes. Bandits ambush a supply convoy. Chaos erupts and training replaces thought. You move, strike, react without remembering deciding to. When it ends, you are standing among bodies, your blade wet, your breathing steady. You wait for triumph or horror. Neither comes. Only the quiet recognition that you crossed a line that cannot be uncrossed. Senior warriors watch, searching for cracks. You give them none, not because you are unshaken, but because you do not yet know what you feel. This is the juncture of understanding. A samurai is more than strength, more than skill, more than recognition. You are a force shaped by discipline, by reaction, and by the weight of decisions that come in moments too fast to be imagined. Level 4. The Retainer. You are assigned permanently to a lord. His survival becomes your purpose. You walk behind him in measured steps, sleep outside his chambers, memorize escape routes in every building he enters. Politics is more dangerous than any sword. Smiles conceal threats. Alliances shift silently, and your loyalty is measured in silence as much as action. Negotiations are theaters of death without blades. You stand motionless while choices are made that will decide lives you will never know. Your blade is secondary, your awareness is primary. The sword enforces the decisions of those who wield it, and your skill ensures the consequences are controlled. At night, when the courtyard is empty and the lanterns fade, you kneel beside your weapon. You feel the weight of responsibility, not the physical weight, but the burden of knowing your hand could change fate. To serve is to protect. To protect is to measure every step, every glance, every breath. The retainer understands that a samurai's role is no longer performance, it is stewardship. Discipline is not for recognition, it is the life that keeps the lord, and by extension, the clan, safe. Level 5. The Veteran. Years pass. You now train younger samurai, correcting mistakes, sharpening skills, instilling the lessons of discipline. You see yourself in their certainty, their impatience. Your corrections are sometimes harsh, but you know what failure costs. You measure not only skill, but the patience, focus, and thought behind it. Battle feels different. Not a test, not a proving ground. It is responsibility. You move with efficiency, armor molded to your body, weapons extensions of your mind. Honor is no longer an abstract ideal. It is daily maintenance, a standard upheld even when unseen. You demonstrate movements, correct stances, and watch closely as novices falter and rise. Your presence alone teaches what words cannot. You maintain readiness while guiding others toward it. Victory, survival, the safety of those who follow, these are your true measures. And in quiet moments, when the training hall is empty, you reflect. The lessons you impart are not merely techniques. They are discipline, focus, control, and the understanding that being a samurai is not about the blade. It is about the person who knows when, and when not, to use it.